My name is Virgie Tovar, and I was recently asked to give a TED
Son of a
talk
biscuit.
on the harmful effects of diet culture. Let's begin, as we always do here in the TED Talk family, with a real empirical understanding of what it is we're dealing with. Diet culture is a sophisticated system, blah, blah, patriarchy and control, blah, blah, white supremacy, blah, blah, and the co-optation of health rhetoric to create a uniform and ideal Anglo-inspired body, blah, blah. Don't allow others to dictate the worth of your body, blah, blah, pizza is good.
What? Is this supposed to be satire or not? I can't even tell anymore. Dude, I got so fucking raged. I can't believe I don't know why I still go and look at these threads. How do I click my name?
I think I'm taking exhaust.
Do you think I give a fuck, dude? This woman makes this long, detailed post. She fucking removed it. I don't even fucking blame her. God, I hope... I almost messaged her, but I doubt she would give a fuck what I would have to say. Basically, this mom makes this long, detailed post about how she's trying to help her daughter keep her weight under control, okay? And she was doing, like, a lot of good things. Like, she works out a lot. She works out with her daughter. She would invite her daughter to run with her, do yoga, to eat healthy. Like, she was doing all of these things. Dude, I actually, never mind, I don't even want to get into this because I'm going to get fucking raged. Basically, the mother was doing everything she could to help her daughter lose weight, and everybody in this thread, a whole bunch of fucking fat, witless sacks of shit, were all telling her, stop, you're going to give your daughter an eating disorder. Oh no, just let her be fat, it's okay. Literally. Like, that's literally what everybody is fucking saying here. Of course that's what she said. You've told her she's on the path to becoming an obese adult. She's 13. You made her weigh herself and then grilled her about her feelings. You pushed her so far that she shut down emotionally in front of you to protect herself. I'm sorry, dog, but if somebody is like that fucking weak, like what the fuck is wrong with you? I hope my kid doesn't turn out that way. I try not to. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know. I try to be, like, pretty forward with Nathan. Like, if he fucks up, like, I tell him he fucked up. And if he, like, hurts himself, like, usually I can get him to laugh it off, right? Because that's what we do, right? If he falls and hurts himself, you laugh with him. He usually laughs, like, not to baby him too much. Like, this shit is fucking disgusting. That people are treating kids like these fragile little fucking idiots that if you do anything wrong or, like... I became anorexic when people told me to watch. I mean, that's not good either. I don't understand, dude. Your daughter is barely overweight, and if you'd lose any more, you'd be underweight. At 13, she's right in the middle of puberty. It's very common that young teens may see a gain of 10 or 20 pounds. Her daughter was, like, borderline obese. Like, so sad, and she's only been trending. I think you need to relax and just let your daughter be a fat fuck. Don't you see? She's eating out of spite now.
Whereas, like, these
adult now,
terrible things.
Who is once in your daughter's shoes. I say this kindly, but your approach could leave huge emotional scars. I gained some weight around 12 or 13 when I was growing up. My parents went crazy. They commented on my portion sizes, nagged about exercise, dragged me to a nutritionist. I think they would say that I think they would say that they didn't feel it was constant, but it felt constant to me. It made me feel totally powerless. Why are you powerless? Just fucking eat less! What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know, dude. My whole views on all of this have changed. Like, I used to be, like, really unsympathetic towards really fat people, and then I became more sympathetic, and now I'm less sympathetic again. I feel like, comparing, like, the gaining weight or the losing weight, I feel like losing weight is really fucking easy. Like, just fucking count your calories and eat less. That's all you have to do. You don't have to exercise, you don't have to do any weird diet, you don't even have to fucking eat healthy. Just fucking eat less. Holy shit. Count your calories and eat less. That's all you have to fucking do. If you don't like it or whatever, then don't be mad when people call you a fat fuck, or when your parents are telling you, yo, you're fucking huge, you're obese as fuck, like...
We have, like, 3 skirmishers, so... we can, like, stay in this fight for a long time, hopefully.
No, now we're an expert on obesity. I'm sorry. Please tell me about your thyroid condition. If a 13-year-old is obese, it's the parents' fault. Well, the mom was, like, trying to do everything she could. She said she was trying to work out with her. I saw the word. That she was trying to get her to eat healthy, but the daughter kept getting more and more resistant. The daughter didn't want to go to the gym anymore. The daughter was starting to feel bad. The daughter didn't enjoy running. So the mom was asking for advice, like, what can I do to get my daughter back on track? Because the daughter was just steadily gaining more and more and more weight. And then everybody in the thread was like, oh. This is ridiculous.
There's at least 3 people in this game that snipe.
Yeah, welcome to my fucking life. I need another name change.
I feel like we played with L2 play before.
Focusing on the weight is a terrible metric to focus on when it comes to health. How about we not be all fat as fuck, and then we can have that conversation, alright? When 70% of the country is obese, you don't get to say, focusing on weight is bad, you just need to be healthy. Nah, you need to lose some fucking weight, motherfucker. Then we could talk about, like, the optimal in terms of, like, min-maxing your fucking diet and making sure you're getting, like, the right macro and micronutrients. But when 70% of the country is overweight, you don't get to say, focusing on the weight is good. Nah, fuck off. Sorry, mate. Sorry, man, I don't give a fuck that you go on a walk fucking 2 times a month, or you fucking lift, like, 5-pound fucking dumbbells before you lay your fat ass to bed every night. Fucking 1 sit-up a day when you get up and lay down. Come on, fuck off. Yeah, we can talk about the healthy shit later. Right now, we need to talk about the fucking losing weight. I would rather have a conversation with a bunch of people that are, like, in a healthy BMI range about fucking about being healthy than having a conversation with 15 million fucking obese people about being healthy. Sorry, dog. Time to wake up.
The Corky sniped you, by the way.
Good. That means we're gonna beat him, right? Because he must be bad.
So.
QKMBR. At least I don't recognize the name. You thought I was gonna hit the trap one. That was my bad. I should have.
It's okay. I got the CS. Early gold start. Guys, halt. He just got invaded.
Is he like fuck?
Rango?
Oh, Rango. It's pretty rough. Oh. He took the machine gun and the Q, right?
Yeah.
So he has no Valk. Not that he'll need it with those hooks. Sorry, I'm done. I love you. Oh, fuck this no. Places to go, be Queen Carinja, dog, you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it on fucking Skype, buddy? After the game? I'll do it. Since I'm apparently so dumb, we can talk if you want to, okay? I'm extending you an exclusive invitation.
I'm extending you an exclusive invitation to CS.
You know what I'm trying. Hello, are you here? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, I thought you were a dude. Hello?
No, what, my name's Queen, like...
I mean, different people have fucking different... Don't judge, alright? Maybe I like Queen, but I identify as a male. You don't fucking know. So we've already got this
I don't
subject.
know. What are your pronouns? Like...
I prefer Z, but for now we can just stick to the normal. Okay, what exactly did I say that you considered to be misinformation and ignorance and all that? Please tell me.
Okay, let me... I have to pause your stream, it's distracting.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Well, basically you were shitting on fat people for, like, existing. I didn't understand why. And that you thought the only reason people are fat is because of the food they ate.
I think that the majority of people, the large majority of people are overweight because of the food that they eat. Do you disagree with that?
Partly.
Okay, so
I think a lot of it is lack of exercise.
Okay, it's not. Do you understand how little calories you burn exercising? Like, it's not actually that much. Like, if you eat at a huge fucking surplus every single day, you burn, like... I mean, we can go look up how many calories lost in 1 hour of walking. I see 415, and I think that even includes, like, your basal metabolic rate. That's if you walk for an hour. What, but even if it's exercise, like, you can still, like, eat less. Right? Like...
You could, but that may not be a healthy option for you. There's lots of reasons people
Okay,
are
if
overweight.
you have a person, okay, and then you take that same person who's overweight and just make them a healthy weight, don't you think that person is better off, even if they continue to eat unhealthy? Or do you think being overweight has no negative effect on you whatsoever?
Well, weight has an effect, but you can't tell how healthy someone is entirely on their weight.
I totally agree with that, which is why I never ever said that. However, if you were to take one person who weighs 200 pounds, and then you take that same person and minus 50 pounds, even if they don't change their diet to be healthy or exercise, don't you think that person would be a little bit more healthy?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
I mean,
you don't think if you're
how
fit?
tall are they?
Okay, obviously I'm
how
talking
tall are
about
they?
somebody who's in the obese range. Let's say you have somebody who's overweight or obese, okay? And you take that person without making their diet healthy or any of that, you just make them a normal weight. Don't you think that person is like a little bit more healthy?
No, I don't.
So you don't think there's any negative part of carrying around an extra fuckload of fat on you? You don't think that that's bad at all? It doesn't have a
Well,
negative
you're
impact?
assuming it's fat. You're not. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you're right there in that I did make the assumption that it's fat. So when you see that 70% of Americans are overweight, do you think that the majority of that are powerlifters who have so much fucking muscle, who are so ripped that they fall out of the normal BMI range because of how much muscle they carry? Do you think that it's talking about them? Or do you think that the 70% of people are probably people who are 25, 30% plus body fat who are carrying around a ton of extra fat?
Wow, you just said a lot of words. Okay.
I'm sorry. So I think that the majority of people that are overweight are probably overweight because it's a ton of fat. It's not muscle, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that last comment didn't mean anything. I am assuming that it's all fat. Yes, when somebody is into the obesity range or the overweight range on the BMI chart, yes, I'm assuming that they have a very high body fat, as most people who fall into that range are, because most people aren't power lifters, right?
All right. They're not.
So what's wrong with encouraging people to lose weight? I think that of all the things you can do, losing weight is, I don't want to say simple in terms of like, oh, well, it's easy to do, but I mean, of all the things that you can do, I feel like losing weight is pretty basic. Like, count calories and eat less. Why is that such an offensive message? The reason why I offered to call you is
It's
because
not
you
offensive.
you like specifically
It's not
said, you
offensive.
said that I was spreading misinformation and ignorance in my chat. So I'm trying to figure out what I said that was like so misinformation or like so much ignorance.
You're saying the weight itself is what makes them unhealthy. I'm unhealthy and I'm skinny as fuck. I'm like 100 pounds, dude. But
Sure.
that doesn't mean anything. Like,
but
people are
but
gonna
it but it
assume-
does. Okay, I'm not very healthy. I mean, I cook my food, but like I could do a lot better. Okay, but if I were to take my same self and add 50 pounds, I would be unhealthier. All else equal, right? If you have somebody that's overweight, I'm not saying that losing weight automatically makes you healthy. I've never said that. I'm not saying that somebody who falls within the healthy range of weight in a BMI chart is automatically healthy. I've never said that. I'm not saying that somebody who's overweight is always going to be more unhealthy than somebody that's normal weight. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you take a person and they shed 50 pounds of weight and they're in the overweight range, they're almost always going to be better off health-wise, okay? Like, I don't like this, and I don't know if you do like the health at every size shit, or I don't know what like organization or whatever you like to dick ride or whatever. But when I look at the fact that 70% of people are overweight in the United States, I think it's safe to say that not like a large majority of them are eating unhealthy, don't exercise, right? It's not like we're living in some place where everybody is consuming all of these healthy, all the vitamins, all the micronutrients, all the macronutrients, good fucking portions of protein and carbs and everything and healthy fat every day, but they just happen to be overweight, right? We don't believe that, do we? That would be a total misrepresentation of the reality of the situation, that a lot of people just eat too much, right?
In some cases, I guess.
Okay,
But
so what did I...
Okay, I think...
Okay, go.
Alright, I don't... It's just funny, a lot of the things you're saying, about, like, just people, like, eating and they need to exercise more. Of course, there's lots of other reasons people are overweight, but I think, like, we need to... It's like you're hating them for existing. And like,
not really. I mean, I'm friends with fat people. My family, a lot of my family is fat, and I just went and visited them for 4 days. Why is it that you assume that just because I hate or I have an intense dislike for one aspect of a person, that I hate that entire person?
because if you hated people for being unhealthy, you would talk about them being unhealthy and not exercising, not purely that they're fat.
I mean, being unhealthy is bad too, but that's not like right now the biggest pressing issue. First of all, it's not like a zero. It's not like an all or nothing. Like I can hate people being unhealthy too, but the obesity thing is much easier to see, and it's much more prevalent in today's society right now. And it's like the huge problem.
Which is why we need education about it. Which is why we need better, cheaper alternatives for food, for healthier food.
70% of
Um,
Steven's viewers are
hold on.
overweight due listening to this Skype call and having to eat comfort food just to stop themselves committing suicide.
Okay, sorry. Okay, sure. So I agree with what you're saying, that better education and getting people to eat less is a good thing. I don't disagree with that at all, because I think that the weight thing is a big problem, and I think that a lot of people could do to lose.
Well, not only just eat less, but the food that we have ourselves, it's pumped full of, shit. And some people, they can't afford, expensive organic and other sorts of shit. They need better, cheaper food.
I mean, I don't necessarily know like how big of an issue like that is, but sure. I mean, I could agree with that too. But none of that has any impact on what I was saying earlier, that a lot of people just need to eat less, like count your calories and eat like a little bit better. I don't think that anything you're saying right now like stands in contrast to that.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. We're basically on the same page.
Okay, so then
I
why
just
were
don't
you
want
saying?
people to think that just because someone is overweight, means they're unhealthy. A lot of people can be overweight on the BMI scale, but you can't tell. They can be underweight, you can't tell. There's a lot of things you just can't always tell.
I would challenge you to find an example. It's usually pretty obvious. If somebody is overweight or underweight, that's usually pretty obvious, I think.
You think?
Let me rephrase that. I know. It's very obvious to tell if somebody is overweight or underweight. The only exceptions or outliers there are people that work out a lot and have a lot of muscle. Those are like the only outliers. Or maybe people are of extreme sizes, I think. People that are very, very, very tall and very, very, very short might be. But in terms of like 99% of people will probably fall into like the BMI scale, and what it says is what it is. If it lists you as obese, you're probably very overweight, and it's probably very easy to tell.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because you were saying that I was spreading misinformation and ignorance in my chat. I could find the exact logs, and I'm still waiting on what exactly that was.
You look like shit and your lifts are pathetic.
Oh, I didn't know that. Logs.
You said lots of people are skinny and unhealthy, and y'all are just assholes. I agree that people can be skinny and unhealthy, but that doesn't mean that being fat all of a sudden is okay. LOL, this guy is dense LeMayo. I don't think I'm very dense, but if I'm super wrong on something, I'm still waiting for you to tell me what I was
Actually,
super
that
wrong.
was at one of your chatters that was shitting on fat people.
Oh, gotcha. This is why we need proper health education, because we have people who say shit like what Destiny's saying. I don't know what I said that was so wrong.
I don't remember either.
Neither do I.
Huh?
Neither do I. You said, that's fine, as long as some other people can hear my point so they can educate themselves, it's all good. I need to know what I was saying that was so wrong that people need to educate themselves against the misinformation that I'm spreading.
That you can't always tell how healthy someone is by their weight.
I never said
And
that,
your
though. I've
chat-
never said that.
Your chat, they just hate fat people. That's it. They don't seem to care about health at all.
I think
They
there
only
are...
care about if people look a certain way.
I feel like we're conflating different issues here. If you want to talk about like what looks beautiful or whatever, I mean, that's like a
No.
whole other argument or
I'm
difference.
Saying like just health in general.
I don't think there's anything wrong about wanting a large majority of people to lose like a decent amount of weight. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's saying there's a lot of fucking fat people that need to lose a lot of weight. Like it has to happen. Like you can still think that you need to be healthy and skinny people aren't necessarily healthy. Like these aren't contradictory thoughts. You're trying to set this up like this is a false dilemma. Like you're saying, well, do you think that fat people need to lose weight, or do you think that skinny people are all healthy? Like No, what? You can, or like you're making.
I know, and I'm glad you said that because that's basically my point. Or these people are just hating fat people for existing, and they don't actually care about health. If people weren't healthy and everyone was the same weight, these people wouldn't say shit because they don't actually care. They sit in a chair all day.
Sure. I mean, I understand. I would agree with you that there are probably a lot of people that just like spew hatred on the internet because it's anonymous and they can do it and no one gives them. You know, like people are just assholes. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, shitheads. in general.
Okay. Are there any other points that you wanted to bring up or discuss? Now that you have the floor right now.
Oh, I have the floor. All right. Well, I gotta watch something at 6 p.m. So, okay. Everybody should just look up ways to be healthy because America's full of some shitty fast food restaurants, and that's all we eat sometimes. So, do that. Be healthy. Be great. Thanks. Like, that's it.
All right. Thank you for your time.
All right.
What Faith said Chad hates everything at
Well, that's done.
raise your dongers right to bear arms. Lol, you're a meme
Are you
lord right
ready?
to bear arms.
Sure.
Okay. We're here. All right.
I went and got a pop. I made some bad choices.
Okay. We're good now.
So you have to pick Nigel up at 8:30?
Nigel? You mean Nathan?
No. I've renamed your child while you were gone. Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah! Alright, I'm in like the 300th spot in Nagar, so I have to keep playing. You can call my roll. Ah! I'm playing as Fat Person, is what my cell is called. Oh, I'm so dead. Ah!
Dank memes.
Destiny, I did not even hate fat people until you brought this bitch in. Now I hate fat people and love Hitler.
Come on, guys. I gotta pick Nathan up in 3 hours. Can't this motherfucker drive yet? What a useless fuck. Kids just sit in your house, they take all your money, all your food. They break shit.
Dank memes.
I'm so glad you had her on Destiny,
Your kid
so
can't
no one
drive
could
yet, and he's
learn
already, like,
anything
13?
important. No
Oh,
one learned
4.
anything in that conversation. Except that the counter
Close enough.
jerkers in chat are just as retarded as the circle jerkers. Yee.
Oh, you got a placement, so these games should be pretty easy, right?